Have you ever just stopped and wondered why we are so exhausted all the time? I mean, think about it. We live in a modern world where we literally have everything our ancestors could only dream of. Yet so many of us are constantly bogged down by this heavy, suffocating mental fatigue. It's like a never-ending friction in our minds. If you're feeling that daily grind, that intense anxiety and burnout, you are definitely not alone. And honestly, this explainer is going to be a breath of fresh air for you. Because today, we're diving into a 2,000-year-old text that actually holds the secret to getting our peace back. We're looking at the Diamond Sutra. Now, before you think, oh, this is just some heavy, ancient religious text, hold on. We are going to strip away all that dense dogma. Instead, I want you to think of the Diamond Sutra as an ancient operating system for your brain, a highly practical toolkit to just end the mental chaos. We've distilled this down into 10 incredibly practical life lessons that use simple language and real-world examples so you can start using them literally today. Here is our roadmap for this journey. First, we'll introduce the code to end friction. Then we'll move through 4 phases: seeing the world's truth, settling the anxious mind, true practice in life, and finally, living a beautifully clear life. Okay, let's jump right into it. Section 1, the code to end friction. Let's demystify this ancient operating system together. And that takes us right into phase 1, seeing the world's truth by recognizing life's illusions. Lesson number 1, we have got to learn to see right through labels. Society loves to slap labels on us, right? Successful entrepreneur, perfect mom, overachiever. And the problem is we start believing them. We hustle ourselves into the ground trying to perfectly play these roles. But the truth? They're just temporary tags. They aren't you. There's a famous line in the text that hits the nail on the head. All phenomena are empty and false. What this actually means in plain English is that the things we lose sleep over, like climbing the corporate ladder, agonizing over our bank balance, or keeping up that flawless social media persona, they are just temporary illusions. They aren't absolute truths. Once you really internalize that and stop gripping these things so tightly, that suffocating pressure, it just evaporates. Moving on to lesson number 2, embracing karmic affinity. Now, this simply means changing how we view our relationships. Instead of seeing a difficult coworker or a stressful argument with your teenager as some kind of grand punishment, try viewing it as a temporary, destined encounter. Every connection, the good and the bad, has a natural expiration date. So check out this mindset shift. On the left, we have the typical approach, trying to force and control our loved ones, demanding they follow our perfect script. It's exhausting, right? It's like we're constantly collecting a debt. But on the right, the enlightened approach is just opening your hands. Acknowledge that the connection is temporary and just cherish it while it's here. Let go of forcing an outcome, and I promise you, your daily suffering will drop dramatically. Lesson number 3 is a big one. Drop the ego. As long as you're holding on to that inner voice that says, I am the boss here, listen to me, or getting furious because someone cut you off in traffic, thinking, how dare they do that to me, you are going to experience massive friction. That superiority complex is incredibly fragile. The moment you drop the need to be above everyone else, life gets shockingly easy. Which brings us to phase 2, settling the anxious mind and finding peace within. So here is the million-dollar question we all struggle with. How exactly do we tame this anxious mind? How do we flip the switch on that endless cycle of overthinking that literally keeps us up at night? Lesson number 4 gives us the answer. Become the ultimate security guard for your own brain. You have to fiercely protect your thoughts. Don't just let regrets from yesterday or panic about tomorrow waltz into your head unchecked. You need to practice true, pure mindfulness in the most mundane, everyday actions. And here is a perfect real-world example. Spiritual practice isn't just sitting in a cave somewhere. It's right in your kitchen. When you're washing the dishes, just wash the dishes. Feel the temperature of the water. Feel the texture of the bowl. Take all that stress about your 9-to-5 job and literally watch it wash down the drain. This right here is how you use the physical present to cut through the mental noise. Lesson number 5 is incredibly liberating. Don't get stuck. Let's say a coworker sends you a passive-aggressive email, or you get a nasty comment online. Let it flow right through you like water. Do not drop an anchor and hold on to it, replaying it over and over in your head at 2 in the morning. Just let it come and let it go. Building on that, lesson number 6 is about taming the mind through intense focus. When you pour 100% of your attention into a single task, whether that's writing a report or even just doing a deep clean of your apartment, you enter what modern psychology calls a flow state.
In that zone of total immersion, anxiety literally has no room to exist. Okay, let's move into phase 3, true practice in life, where we take these concepts out into the messy real world. Lesson number 7 asks us to give without expectations. It sounds simple, but it is profound. It means helping someone out purely because they need it in that exact moment, not to build up your reputation as a good person, and definitely not so they owe you a favor later. Look at this comparison. On the left, we see the ordinary mind, treating help like a transaction, secretly keeping score or expecting praise in return. But on the right, the enlightened mind gives as naturally as your left hand scratching an itch on your right arm. You just do it because it's needed, and then you completely forget about it. No keeping score. That's true freedom. Lesson number 8 reveals something absolutely beautiful. Life itself is the practice. Your true spiritual growth doesn't happen when you escape to a quiet retreat. It happens when you are dealing with a furious client or when you're on the verge of a breakdown helping your kid with their math homework. Those moments of friction, they are the ultimate tools to sharpen your mind. Finally, we arrive at phase 4, living a clear life and finding ultimate freedom. Lesson number 9 is arguably the absolute core of this entire ancient wisdom. Let's call it passionate detachment. It is the perfect sweet spot between hustling in the real world and maintaining total inner peace. This brings us to a massively famous quote: "Awaken the mind without dwelling on anything." This is the ultimate takeaway, guys. It means you should work hard, love deeply, and experience this world with everything you've got, but without ever obsessing over the final outcome. It's about being fully committed to the journey without letting your self-worth be held hostage by the results. And that brings us to our final takeaway, lesson number 10. Enjoy the dream. The text reminds us that everything in life is temporary, like a fleeting dream or a bubble. Since it's all temporary anyway, we might as well put on a great show. Play your roles beautifully, throw yourself into the game, but when the curtain inevitably falls and things end, let them go without suffering. So, I'll leave you with this question. If life really is just a vivid, temporary dream, how beautifully will you play your role today? I truly hope this ancient operating system helps you cut through the noise and end your mental friction once and for all. Thanks so much for hanging out with us, and we'll see you in the next one.